Hi, welcome to Man of Steel Van Gibbs Hope Facebook page on YouTube. Before I go on and talk about stuff, I'd like to answer one of the guys that sent me one of the comments. Is, am I just going to love Justice League when it comes out? And shift to this. Am I just going to love Justice League when it comes out? Yes. Won't make any claims about not liking it. I'll come back to that in a minute. Why am I not talking about Thor Ragnarok? Am I just going to say it is bad or rubbish? No, that is not for me to say. Um, as I've said in my first videos I've started, is that I'm a DC supporter. Okay, hence the t-shirt. So I grew up, where I lived growing up, especially in the 80s, there were no such thing as comic shops, and you only got stuff from newsagent shops. And graphic novels wasn't really kicking off right then. And my very first graphic novel was The Dark Knight Returns, and I got that out of a joke shop. And I read the X-Men comics, and I read Spider-Man, and of course Spider-Man and maybe a wee bit of Hulk. Yep, I liked them, but it was always Batman and Superman. They were my icons growing up, and I loved them. And as I got older and I started buying more, I just swayed more to DC because of the storytelling and the characters and the universe. And the only thing remaining of the Marvel universe that I liked was Spider-Man and Hulk. When X-Men had changed, when I read the X-Men, it was Archangel and it was a yellow shirt. It was really earlier on stuff. None of this Gambit stuff. And I just felt more inclined for the DC. And when I tried to read Marvel, but Marvel Comics just seemed to treat me like a child. It was talking to me as though I was a teen. And of course, comics are aimed at younger audience, and it's not until later years where stories have become more. There's a lot more for the adult readers when it comes to heroes, and you can argue about comics are supposed to be for kids in the movies and stuff. I don't agree with that. I believe if these things are written by adults, and to be treated respectively, then they should be, they should be written whatever fashion the writers, the creators of these fantastic stories should do it. And if they want to write stories for kids, then write stories for kids with the same heroes, and write stuff for all age groups, really. So I watched Avengers, and to be honest, the only sort of Marvel Universe film I'd seen in the pictures was Avengers, and I thought it was just a big TV movie. Really, I just it didn't seem cinematic to me. And I've got the Iron Man box set, and I bought it because it was cheap on DVD. And I just after the first one, the other two was just, for me, personally speaking, pants. It didn't grab me in any way. I could fall asleep through it, and same as the Thor movies. And so for a child growing up loving DC, to see these characters in my lifetime, yeah, I'm going to enjoy the film because it's not going to, it's very rare that 5 years ago, or so to speak, we never dreamt that this would actually happen. That we would get a Batman v Superman movie. Now let's go back onto I mean, here we go. We're just under a month away. I'm just about to start my calendar off. My wee chocolate sweetie. My wee Just Need calendar. Open the first door in a couple of days for the countdown to the 17th of November. And what a journey it's been to get there. It's yeah, but going back to what I was saying to answering that guy, it's no, I've not even seen Civil War yet. I've not seen it. What else I've not seen? I've not seen the latest Spider-Man. I've got no inkling. I liked the last Spider-Man. I just felt, that the Andy Garfield. I felt his first one was the sort of closest to Spider-Man that I've seen in a long time. It's just the second film let him down, and I fell asleep through that. And I think it's one of these characters where the I'm looking at it just now, and it's really how it should have ended Spider-Man Homecoming. And it's got the Marvel characters, and it's just, to me, it's like watching a Disney Infinity, those games. It's like watching one of those movies. And so I'd rather just wait for it to come on TV. For me, it's just not cinematic enough. It's not my universe. I'm not going to say it's rubbish because I haven't seen it. I'm not going to say Ragnarok is rubbish. I've heard it's just funny again. So it's Suicide Squad was okay. Not Suicide Guardians of the Galaxy was alright. Last wee dance at the end and everything else. I wasn't engrossed in the characters. Suicide Squad, because I grew up in it meant more to me, and it was great seeing those characters. I loved the music and the feel for it, and I understand what went behind the scenes to give us that film that came out. So you can hate it, love it, don't think much of the villain, but once you understand the process of what it did to get it, and that we actually seen it, speaking it again as somebody that lost his family, that never got to see Lord of the Rings, who my father loved, So for me, I take it just if a film comes out that I love, from childhood, then I am going to appreciate whatever I get. I'm going to love it because I'm going to see Batman, Superman, and on the big screen, Wonder Woman stuff, and it's just been a remarkable journey for me because starting off with Superman Returns, which I thought ended it really badly. I just thought it was a remake of the originals. They even got the Superman design sort of looked like Christopher Reeve, and I just thought, even though I grew up watching the Christopher Reeve movies, 3 and 4 was just for me, even though I'll sit and watch it, it's bad. Okay, so there you go. I'm a big DC fan. Do I like the movies? Yes. Do I can say it's bad? Yes. But 1 and 2 for me, for Christopher Reeve, yep. But it's not the Spider-Man that I imagined in my Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my telly and there's a big huge picture of Spider-Man. But it wasn't the Superman that I grew up with. And when Man of Steel came out, I thought, yep, this is the guy who's, you get to understand what's going up in there, and it's not just, he can come and save the day and he's all too goody two shoes. And I've heard people that've seen that film come out and said, I've never thought Superman was like that. This is making him, wow. This is not the Superman I know, but it's more interesting. I've heard people say that. And of course, you've got the sticklers that can't move on from the 70s Superman. Because it's a bit in your heart. Just like Star Wars for me, nothing surpassed the original. They're just killing it with the remakes. Well, not the remakes, the revisualization of it. But So, I mean, what a journey. As then I started the page after Man of Steel because there were mixed reactions to the movie. I started the Man of Steel fan gives hope Facebook. And yeah, I've done this video before, but then again, some new subscribers won't watch videos that I've done in the past. You know, they'll just watch the ones that's been uploaded recently. So that's why I tend to repeat myself sometimes. So, so then I started the page and it's grown very well. It's got lots of likes. I can't remember, but it's something in the hundred thousands anyway. And then of course I can remember just the first instant I realised that we were getting a Batman v Superman at Comic Con when the guy came out and read that speech, which I recognised because it was from the first book I bought. Then when that Superman symbol came up and then it was the bat symbol behind it, I screamed and enjoyed and I thought brilliant, and I just want to live long enough to see it. And then of course, and then I never thought that I would end up having to defend that and people and report on it. And then it's back to stage one. I'm defending Batman v Superman. And then the Ultimate one comes out, and then you get the problem with you get the Ultimate version that came out, and then you got people changing their minds about the film. Now it's becoming a cult movie. And then everybody's on board with Suicide Squad. They're not excited over Batman v Superman anymore. They're excited over the trailer for Suicide Squad. Then there's rubbish reports, daft reports about how they're chopping and changing the film because of the reaction to the trailer. So that put another pressure on Warner Brothers to try to get this film fit, because they were honestly going to be the first superhero movie. Justice League was going to be the first ensemble movie, but because of the writer's strike and everything else, and because that ended and pushed to the side, Marvel got in there first. So then we got, Wonder Woman, the direct. Then it was the problem with getting the right director. Is it going to be a talking tiger and stuff like that? And then it just blew everybody away. And now we're just moments away from Justice League. Positive reactions everywhere, and it's just going to be that fulfilling, and it's just weird that it's just now around the corner. It's sad though we're only getting one Aquaman, but everything jumps to this new version of what Zack has produced. Now here comes the not so good news. I have just watched, because I like watching reactions and stuff like that. My reactions, as I say, I can't put the wee video clip down, but you see me anyway. I just watched the reaction, Justice League official Heroes trailer reaction by Akasan. Now his YouTube videos, it all starts off kind of DC with the sort of Suicide Squad sort of logo, and he mostly sits there with a DC top on. So you can basically kind of regard him as a DC fan. Not 100% sure on that. After watching this YouTube video, it was him, there's a woman in the middle who hadn't seen it. I think he's seen it before. This other fella, so the woman's in the middle and they're watching it. But then, so the two guys are sitting there, straight faced. Woman's going, whoa. And then he goes on and explains his opinion right now. I must stress, he does say it's his opinion. But speaking as a DC fan, who should be excited over his Justice League, what does he do? And what has he done in the past when it comes to trailer reactions for DC? It's a sour sort of note. If he says he's happy with it, sour face, but he looks for the negatives constantly. And then as the trailer ends in this, it doesn't even mention Darkseid to the woman. It just mentions Thanos first, because everybody's heard of Thanos. Sorry, but I know a lot of people that have probably seen a lot of Marvel movies that don't follow the comics that have still got no idea who Thanos is. He's a big blue guy at the end, right? But you don't really know much of the story unless you're going by the comics. But so he's explaining Steppenwolf, and then he doesn't even. And he's just the lieutenant. Now this guy that's like Thanos doesn't even say Darkseid. Then he pulls it. Then he talks about the CGI and how there's too much of it in the trailer. And we're talking about films nowadays that rely on CGI. We're talking about parademons, winged creatures, and everything else, godlike creatures. And this is too much CGI. I have never went. I don't know where this comes from. I have never went to see a movie and thought at any one moment too much CGI in that. I watch it. If there's CGI, fine. Would you watch Star Trek? Everything in that is probably CGI. The set pieces, a lot of green screens on it, CGI. Lord of the Rings, CGI. There is amples of what, and it's just, and it enhances the story. So I don't know why he's even mentioning CGI and stuff like that. And when we're living in a world where most films are CGI, well, you watch the Pineapple Express, CGI and Pineapple Express. It's a different film. The Pineapple Express, that's the one with the druggies, isn't it? It's the Polar Express. I'm tired. And no, I'm not drunk, for those who commented on the last video. I don't drink. And then he goes on about Ben Affleck. He goes on about that Warner Brothers is they're dragging him. He's been voted the best Batman ever. And because some daft lassie has made a wee statement about the goings on with that Weinstein fella and how Ben Affleck stood up and said something, and then you get people saying, but you didn't do this, and maybe you felt a wee boob and stuff like that, a wee backside, and then you get another lassie saying, that's blown out of proportion. Ben is actually a gentleman. Now, these news has actually fell away from Facebook because we all realise that it started with this guy, I can't remember his name, but he basically talks a lot about, he puts it on posts, and then he just basically takes one wee sentence of what somebody says and then runs with it to get his clickbait. And then it goes on to Bat News, which we all sort of know that they're never really happy about the Batman films. It's not Batman News, it's Batman on Film or something like that it's called. So he's bringing up Ben Affleck and his baggage, and then they're trying to wait to see what Justice League is doing. No, Warner Brothers is doing it differently, is doing all these films that are done by directors that have more say rather than just one guy over the helm. And then he goes and says, Marvel had a plan. No, they didn't. Not for a while when they were starting. After the first, they tried a couple of films with Hulk. They done 2 films of Hulk, and then they did a film with Spider-Man, and then they done one with Iron Man, but they never had, until it wasn't all set out in stone first. So this is DC. That, for me, a lot of people say they're playing catch up. No. This is a film studio that makes more than just superhero movies. They make all kinds of films, from Harry Potter to thrillers to animation, where we have the Teen Titans, Teen Titans Go, coming to the cinema. And now we have, and what's just been released on Facebook, great timing, the TV show, where we have the cast now sort of confirmed, I believe. You can check it out on the page, Man Steel Fan Gives Hope, for the TV show. So everything's all in place. But DC, Warner Brothers, They want to make sure that they get the best directors to take these characters and make umpteen different movies about it. Who knows, we could have Batman versus Dracula, um, and stuff like that, and just go back in the past. Zack Snyder, basically, and they go on and say, "Oh, we have to wait until we find out." And no, I'm not going to post a link to his. I'm not even going to acknowledge this guy. And then he goes on and saying that they're having to wait to find out what Justice League and Zack's. They're finished with Zack. Zack. Oh, and he also said that there wasn't much story in Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman that's been a huge success, and then he goes on and saying, "Aye, people will come back and realise there wasn't a story in Wonder Woman." You see where I'm going with this? This is a story that somehow helped penned by Zack Snyder. I get this feeling he's not a big fan of Zack. And this is what I get with YouTubes, okay? Or YouTube channels. If you're biased, say so. Now, I'm biased, okay? I make a page called Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope, and I will defend every film, and even the bad ones. I'll put my hands up to the bad ones. I will defend Superman, Quest for Peace and stuff like that, and I'll look at the positive sides of that. I will not sit here and sort of put down a film, because that is not how I started the page or how I want to talk about. If I start treating things differently, like John Campion does, by the way, he's one of them. He says one thing on YouTube, then says the opposite when he's tweeting. So I started a page that is meant to be positive about DC, everything related on DC. And I've actually pulled up some of my editors, and it's not our job to highlight any negative stuff that you've got about a certain product. You try and see it from the fan's point, the person who does like that DC. You're to read what he likes about it and then try to see it from his point of view. And that is what I'm all about. That is what the YouTube and the Facebook page is all about, because I think there's too much negativity, especially surrounding DC, that you don't need trolls. You don't need people to help further any hatred towards it. So my page and this YouTube is all about listening to the guys and girls who love it, hear what they're saying, and enhance it. Enhance what they're saying, take in what they're saying, and along the way we might actually change our opinion of things that we might not have liked. We do like. I've done it in work with Batman v Superman. I've stood there and explained the story to somebody, and they got more out of it, and they can see it, and I tried to get it back off them. I says, no, I'm going to watch it again, and that is what you do, and that is what I'm about. So again, back to that. So for this guy to go on YouTube to somehow sit there with DC t-shirts on and sort of talk sort of slow and negative or not get excited about it, I'm honestly, what was it? 9,872 views. Now I won't get that view. I'll get about 5. If I'm lucky, I'll get 40 views for this one video. But again, that's what people like. I think people go for this so-called unbiased sort of review, or somebody that's a wee bit negative sort of thing. But hey, enough about that guy. So yeah, back to the comment. I am not. The reason why I'm sort of fed up with Marvel is it's just not my cup of tea, and I won't be talking about it on this YouTube channel. Just because I didn't like the film. Another film I didn't like was Age of Ultron. I just thought it was trying too hard. Oh, here I am. I'm contradicting myself. I'm now talking about it, so I'm going to stop there. Uh, so this is my way. As I say, I just made this video after watching this guy on YouTube and thought I'll make this just now. So thanks for listening for 25 minutes if you managed to stay to the end. And again, 1 month. Well, it's less than 1 month now. Round about the 20th, start eating those wee advent calendar countdowns to Justice League, let's just think back of the journey it's took us to get here, and with all this positive buzz about Aquaman and his backstory, how he's not the king yet, and he's stuck between what he wants to do, his personality and stuff, and do remember, this is Zack Snyder's vision all along. And right now he's actually tweeting that he's going to show you some back, photos from behind the scenes, firmly establishing that he loves his movie, his Justice League, and that he's still helping out. I just watched Wonder Woman there, and you've seen him helping Patty Jenkins out, getting his wee cameo role done, speaking up for it. And no doubt when Aquaman comes out, he'll be on one of the extra scenes as well, talking about Aquaman. So no, Warner Brothers, Mr. Akasan, is not washing their hands with anybody. Again,